Hello. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hi there. Welcome to week 5 of the 75 Hard Challenge. It's happening. It's true. I'm still going, and I'm hoping that you are too. I gotta be real with y'all. The halfway point is where I really wanted to start quitting. I've contemplated it. I've definitely had some struggle bus moments. And so if you're like me and you're feeling like, I've made it so far, but can I make it the whole way? I'm here for you. And I have some tips that kind of blew my mind that I didn't even think of from the beginning. So I'm going to give you kind of some simple hacks for crossing over the halfway mark and hopefully all the way to the finish line. So if you're here for it, let's get into ways to keep going on the 75 hard. So I think for me in the beginning of the 75 hard, I had so much benefit from just the routines of drinking a lot of water and exercising that I started to feel great. And that really propelled me through the first month, even though it was hard and it was such an adjustment to my normal day to day life. The benefits were really great. And then I think as happens, we start to like re-equilibrate to our new normal and we start to get used to the benefits. And so that's what I was kind of finding around the midpoint is that uh in some ways it got easier because it was kind of my new normal, but also the benefits were not as pronounced. And so the temptation to quit was great. So I'm definitely going to go through and give you some little hacks to keep you feeling good on your journey because that's what it's all about, right? Can we do the 75 hard and feel good? I'm still kind of wrapping my head around this because I remember before I started thinking it was so extreme, and now that I've been living it for a few weeks now, it it doesn't feel so extreme. And yet there's moments like last night where I hadn't drank, I had like one 32-ounce thing of water, so I had 3/4 of a gallon to go at like 7 p.m. Yes, I was up all night peeing. And I hadn't done either of my workouts. And so I was literally like walking outside in the dark with my little knife. And I think that that's something that has been actually like very freeing about the 75 hard. And I think in general, as a woman, depending where you live and how safe you feel and all of that sort of thing, I think a lot of times women feel anxiety about walking out in public, whether it's downtown or in your neighborhood or wherever. And so I think that that unfortunately is a big um, emotional hindrance and takes up a lot of mental space and can potentially be very anxiety provoking. And so I think it's been very freeing to like last night when I was out walking at night, I'm like looking at the stars and to be real, I'm not typically walking out in the dark at 9:30 at night. So a new experience, you know. But I was just recognizing how sometimes that lack of safety was maybe making me contract and constrict my life. And so opening back up to that, that I can create my own safety, I can be a badass and take care of myself. So that was just like a little bit of a revelation. But I was having one of those moments last night where I was like, yeah, this is pretty extreme. This is an extreme thing to do. But I kind of love that. I kind of love an extreme transformation, and I'm definitely in the midst of one of those. So I have a couple of tips for you. Last night, when I had to drink all that water, I was just sitting here going, why have I not put one of those flavor packets in? The whole time I've just been drinking straight up water. And so I do love a lemon water. Like I'm one of those in a restaurant where I just have to have my lemon in my water. But yeah, why am I not flavoring my water this whole time? So last night when I had all that water to drink, yes, I did put one of those vitamin flavor packets in there and definitely help the last little bit go down there. So here we are. I'm going to kind of talk to you a bit about what are some ways that we can embrace feminine strength and a little goddess fitness. I will say one of the things that I discovered over the past couple weeks is I believe it's a pop sugar workout on twerking. And talk about some goddess moves. I went to a really awesome conference a few years ago called the Summit of Slay, and they had a whole twerking workshop. And really, if you think about that center is the sacral, which, if from a chakra perspective, is money, sex, sensuality, relationships, emotions. So, like, obviously, it's our womb center. So, like, every important thing is in that center. And so, when you think about, you know, shaking it. That's a really powerful exercise for all kinds of not only feminine power, but manifestation. I know right before I got pregnant, I had had some fertility issues and was doing a lot of belly dancing. And I do believe that that was a piece of increasing my fertility. And so when you're thinking of a goddess workout, I've also been doing a few like trap workouts. And that's been really awesome as well. There's so many just new and exciting things to discover on YouTube, especially with working out. I also really love the studio. I mentioned that in another video. Very empowering dance hit workouts. So I've been reclaiming my inner dancer, and that has just felt so, so good. I'm definitely also from energy release perspective, when you're shaking things, you get lymphatic release, and then that can be a really great detox. It can also be good for emotional health and healing and all that sort of thing. So really exciting. So, as you want to keep going, I want tip number one is to embrace your inner goddess. Okay. Yes, when you're doing the 75 hard, workouts might seem like a chore. And like honestly, like last night, was it the last thing I wanted to do? Yes. Did I feel better afterwards? Yes. So instead of like I have to, which is sort of like survival mode, we get to, right? And particularly kind of cultivating my inner dancer again, especially with some of these goddess. I've done some Bollywood workouts, some belly dance, the trap workouts, the Zumba like workouts have all, even the like kickboxing workouts have been really good. And I've really kind of used it as a ritual celebration of my femininity. And I gotta say, I feel so much better after dancing. Even a walk really can clear my head. And so I think that this has become a really powerful way for me to connect with my inner goddess. And, the body is the key. And so when we tap into this power and wisdom of our body, it's the body is the key, right? And so when we're treating our body well, our life kind of has to go well, right? And so I think since the dawn of time, women have been using femininity and ritualistic movement to express themselves. And so I think we can really not only, if we want to sort of mindset and add a little visualization to it, we can really visualize ourselves as a strong and graceful force. Um, and so this is just a really exciting way to embrace our inner goddess. And I gotta say, the times that I dance, and I'll say workout, but dance in particular, um, that's when I feel most connected, not only to my inner goddess, but the goddess, right? So I think as we're crossing the halfway point, we want to really kind of figure out what is our motivation, right? So that was some of the first tips I had was like, what is your why? Obviously, like increasing health habits, feeling good, getting in shape. Um, all of those are super powerful, right? But when we have when we really want to shape our consistency, um, that's when we really need to know our why. So like those tough nights when I was like, "Ah, I could quit. I could just like not do it, which thankfully I've been doing these weekly series. I mean, honestly, I think that that probably is what has kept me going and will keep me to the finish. Hopefully, I've got a few more weeks left. Was just wanting to complete this project. And so I think not only was it a personal why and, wanting to prove to myself I could do it and like the victory inherent in that, but also like I wanted to share my experiences with you. So I have a great email sequence that I've created to like help you through the 75 hard. So if you're on the journey like I am, I've got workouts in it, I've got mindset hacks, I've got links to these videos. So it really is a comprehensive guide to help you through because finding your motivation on the tough days can be really tough. So, in the beginning, I really did the group fitness classes because I knew if I just got myself there, I have the peer pressure of the class, it goes by a little faster. But then as I got further into the 75 hard, it was just a lot to travel to the gym, so with the commute, it was an extra hour. And so that's when I really leaned on YouTube. And there's a certain serenity to these solo workouts. And so I think that that can be really good if you're under a time crunch. And I think to do my whole routine, maybe minus the water, because I do that throughout the day, it probably takes me about 2 hours. Um, I have felt a little bit like I've been neglecting my family because I'm like, who wants to go walk? And everyone's like, nobody. My partner's been pretty good about walking with me most days, but the 8 p.m., the night walks, no, he doesn't want to go on those. But there is a certain serenity in the solo workouts, and I think it can be kind of a active meditation in a way. And then also just like the thrill of trying new things. So like discovering, the new YouTubers with amazing workouts, sort of also like a diversity aspect of like, trying workouts that I've never done before or that are cross cultural is really exciting. So I think the main thing is what can you get passionate about? Like, how can you have fun with it? And literally, there are so many fun workouts on YouTube. Like, YouTube is it for working out. If you have a gym membership, that's cool too. There's a lot of great, that has been my go to previously. But because it's a daily thing, YouTube has just been the easiest. I mean, it really has been so great for my success on this path. I want to normalize that we're going to have good days and we're going to have bad days. It's just how it is, right? And I think on the good days, celebrate the ease that comes with that. And then on the bad days, just celebrate like you're still going. I've had a couple of people just like really rooting me on. Shout out to Blair, and some people who have just really been like supporting my posts and things, and that means so much to me. And it's like necessary to have some people cheerleading you on. So I really appreciate that. And I think if you can have a little team, my family's been great at cheering me on as well. And even just people noticing the changes in me has been very validating and very good. So the next one is releasing perfectionism. I'm all about that. There is this dark side of perfectionism, which has a lot of judgment and can really actually like hold us back from getting things done. So as you know, I'm a DBT therapist. I'm all about the dialectics. It's not all or nothing. It's not either or. It's both and. And so, have I done the 75 hard perfectly? No. Have I missed some things? Yeah, I have. I've missed some mindset. You know what? I've missed some pictures. The easiest thing to do is to take a picture, okay? And yet, I did not restart my count, so, judge away if you want. But for me, I haven't had alcohol, I haven't had gluten, and I've been doing my 2 workouts and I've hit my water. So to me, I'm on it. But if you're a purist, fine. But like I said, it's not all or nothing, right? So for me, if I had reset, I feel like I just would have quit. But to keep going 98% of the way, yeah. But like, what is it about taking pictures, y'all? I'm like, is it body image? Is it like it's so easy that I forget? I was kind of psychoanalyzing myself there. I'm like, is it just so easy that I drop it off the list? But I really want that great like montage at the end of all the photos and like the transformation. So mindfulness take your photos. That's why I created the tracker. So it's really good for tracking your days because in the beginning, it's easy to keep up with, but when you cross that halfway point, it becomes your normal, which is exciting that it feels more normal, but then you can get a little sloppy there. And so, again, we want to release perfectionism there. It's okay to do it half-heartedly. I've been doing the workout videos. Sometimes it's like, you know, like, if you're comparing me to the screen, am I doing it 100%? No. But am I moving my body? Yes. Does it count? Yes. Also, I've had thankfully no injuries, but this is a good tip. Proper shoe wear, okay? I've gotten lazy on some of my walks or just had to grab a walk sometimes in the middle of my day unexpectedly and have walked in like sandals. Do not recommend. I started having this weird like tendon thing, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's from me not wearing proper shoe wear. And so I did treat myself to some new, well, actually, I did have some Brooks shoes that had been, you know, in a hiding place, and I retrieved them. And when I was walking in my Brooks, I was like, wow, this is so easy. This feels so good. I'm supported. So make sure you have shoes with the support. I think that's a great tip. Kind of obvious, but when we're going, sometimes it's just about getting it done. And so, like, yes, permission to dial it in. Um, Good enough is so liberating, y'all. Um, and, does perfection even exist? I personally don't think so. So, you could be perfectly you, but, does it exist? I don't know. I don't think so. So are we striving for something that's totally impossible, potentially, right? So the next one is mindset plus habits equals success. Okay, so this is sort of the atomic habits method of things, where if we make incremental change, like 1% over time, leads to something like a 37 times improvement over what you're doing. As I said, I swapped the reading, which I kind of feel like I robbed myself a little bit of that. I do love to read. I'm constantly doing self improvement stuff. So that's why I decided that my mindset was more important because I was in the middle of a Fearless Feminine launch, which was an amazing launch. And the mindset really did help so much. And so the mindset piece has been huge for me. Um, and then the habit piece, just like really getting those habits into your memory, into your lifestyle, into your body, so that it just feels like the natural right step. So when you come at it with the right mindset, it really makes the actions themselves so much easier. It builds that consistency, it leads to success. So, um, there's so much talk about like a positive or resilient mindset, but like, what is that exactly? I think for me, the biggest sort of resilient mindset for me has been that non negotiable piece. These things were just a non negotiable for me. I knew I was going to do them, maybe half assed, but I was going to do them no matter what. And I want to finish no matter what. I have had another couple close calls. It was my hubby's birthday, it was my dad's birthday. Sort of tempted on the alcohol front. There was another event. What was it? Oh, we went to an outdoor movie night where they were having um, drinks also. So I was sort of reflecting on that one as well because I don't think of myself as a big drinker, but I do feel like the celebratory cocktails did sort of were a big source of pleasure for me. And it's been interesting because I guess I leaned on it a little more than I thought I did, but also it's been really invigorating to just have fun and celebrate without it. So I think that that's been a great breakthrough as well. And I will definitely be having a celebratory cocktail once this is over. I have been planning a bit of a gluten binge. I'm about done right before Halloween, so intended relapse, perhaps. But I think I may step down after like a little binge period. I may set intentional binge, mindful binge. I do think I may do the 75 soft because I think the weather would not support doing another 75 hard, but I do believe with the soft, you eliminate the outside workout, which I still want to go for a walk, but maybe not a 45-minute one. Um, and I believe you can drink on special occasions, which would be nice. Okay, Yeah, mindset, mindset, mindset. I don't have to be a mindset coach to tell you how important mindset is. And I think it's one of those things where, like, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. Like, to be a mindset coach and to be slacking on your mindset, I think is probably more common than most people will admit. But when you actually do your mindset, wow, life gets so much easier. Kind of like when you drink water and exercise regularly, that helps too. Like, right? But when you're living it, it's like, oh yeah, this really does work. My final tip is the wardrobe magic. So that was one of the first things I did to motivate myself was to buy some like really cute workout clothes. And like I mentioned, the proper footwear, I think that's crucial. I do probably just, I may just pick up some like walking shoes that I could just like kind of slip on, maybe not sneakers, but that still have like the arch support and stuff because and maybe throw them in my trunk or something. So like if I'm out and about and have an hour, I can just like do the walk whenever. But I do have one of those Old Navy coupons, super cash. So I think I'm gonna do a second round, and I am down a size. At least I was down a size pretty quickly, like within maybe the first 2 weeks. So I am interested to see if I go back, if there's differences there. So that's really exciting. Um, but yeah, I think when you look good, it sort of makes you feel more like a goddess. No, but it brings confidence. I think it's something to look forward to. I think the first couple of weeks I was kind of sloppy with it because it was just so much to get it all done. But now I think to be in like a cute little outfit and like go for your walk. I don't know, it just makes me feel like on top of my stuff. So I think it can be a great source of inspiration. And, you know, it's just like an investment in yourself and it's kind of a reward for your commitment to self care. So those are some of my tips for this week. I do feel like if there's one tip I can give you, it's just don't quit. Don't quit, okay? You're gonna wanna quit, definitely at times, but don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. It's worth it. And I think that okay, I'm really excited. This is a maybe, but I'm trying to talk my husband into going to a Las Vegas trip for our anniversary on 11/11. There's a little conference there that I really want to go to, and I've been watching Las Vegas YouTube travel videos. So that definitely would be sort of a luxury decadent binge after the 75 hard. That would be like maybe 2 weeks after I finish. So I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna go for it, but I think maybe as a wouldn't that be like a heck of a reward? So fingers crossed. But if I could say one thing, it would just be do not quit. You know, just keep going. It's such an achievement. You'll feel so good if you watch those like afterlife video. You know, after 75 hard, people are like, my life changed, and I feel like I had that experience within the first week or two. But if you quit there, you won't get the sustained effort of it. So just keep going. Keep going. Buy yourself some cute stuff and reward yourself and shake your booty like a goddess. All right, y'all. Till next week.